think that's it. Oh man, that looks great. Finally, the day has come for me to get a STARK VARG. We heard there was an amazing deal on this red MX Alpha closeout that I've been stalking that was just too good to resist. So we hit up the dealer nearby our studio and grabbed it quick. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vince.
It really doesn't feel that heavy.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can roll it up. The STARK VARG MX Alpha is one of the fastest electric dirt bikes available. It has a max peak power output of 80 horsepower and is the size of a full-length dirt bike and also weighs heavier than any of my other e-bikes at around 260 pounds. It came with a complete toolkit including multiple torque wrenches and also this Bluetooth phone, which is the main display of the bike. We're going to start modding it by first changing out these red plastic body fairings for some new gray ones. Removing the plastic body parts on this bike couldn't be easier. They designed it to be very simple. 2 bolts at the sides, 3 underneath, and 4 in the front. Once all the screws are removed, the complete seat and panel assembly can be removed. The whole thing just pops off like that. Super easy. With the whole thing off the bike and on the bench, it's just 6 screws to separate the seat and the plastics. So now I have the seat off the bike and we can get this cover off. There's a row of staples that goes all the way around the outside of the seat, and I have a set of needle nose pliers, a flat tip screwdriver, and also this little hook pick tool that I can get out some of those stubborn staples with. Cool. Now with the cover off, can remove all these extra staples that are still stuck in there. We're good. Looks like the foam is glued to the plastic seat cover. I removed the rear fender by unscrewing the 2 bolts on the sides and also the 2 bolts underneath. There is a plastic line separator on the top that needs to be removed as well before you can pull it off. You see this thing? You know what this is?
No, what is that?
CLC.
What's CLC?
Closed loop cooler.
So for cooling the battery?
Nope, it's for the motor and the inverter. And it has an aluminum radiator, an electric pump, and a fan, and it circulates like a glycol-based coolant throughout the whole system. The PC guy is definitely going to know what this is. I reinstalled the new gray fender back and tightened it all back up the same way I took the original red ones off. The 4 metal inserts I took out of the stock mudguard were reinstalled into the gray one before mounting it to the bike through these 4 mounting holes. I have 2 seats and also 2 SKDA seat skins for this bike. They are made of a good quality material. Both are a dark gray color that matches the stark gray perfectly. One has red ribs and the other has black. I'll skin the red one first. Now let's install this red ribs cover with the gray plastic fairings first and see how it looks with the graphics fully installed first before skinning and trying the black one. I think that's it. Oh man, that looks great. I swear, this gray is like a perfect match with this plastic, don't you think? Came out pretty damn good, man. It's about what I thought. All right, let's check out these graphics. Same company, SKDA. The graphics kit has a matte black, chrome, and red theme and has some other minor customization with the logos and the number. I guess I'm about to find out how good I am at putting graphics on a dirt bike. Just take some isopropyl and a rag and give the plastic a good cleaning. Remove any dirt or grease. Putting the graphics on wasn't as hard as I thought it would be, as the vinyl is pretty strong and forgiving. If something wasn't perfectly aligned, I could easily pull it back off and line it up again. Using heat really helped to get the vinyl to form around edges and stick it down firmly. Next up is the Renthal ultralight sprocket. I ordered a 47 tooth one, but the store sent me a 48 tooth version. So I'll need to make a slight tension adjustment to the chain for a good fit. Just get them snugged up with some thread locker, and then I'll torque them down. Now I'm going to break the stock chain so I can get the new chain guide on and also the new chain. And now I'm going to mushroom out these pins. And I can do that using the same tool, but I need to change this one. I can take any guesswork out of getting the correct chain tension using this 3D printed guide. It sets the slack exactly where it needs to be. Got some ODI Podium flight, CR high bend, a little bit lower than the RC. I think these are going to look really sick on here. A little bit more of a rise than the stock bar, but not too much. Same width. So I'm going to get these bars installed on the bike and also the ODI Row grips. This Stark phone display is super nice, just pops out. And the holder for it is actually the mount for the bar, for the top. So I just need to remove these 4 bolts on top and I can get these bars off. But first, before I take the bars or loosen up any of the controls, I'm going to remove the stock grips. These ODI Rogues are really nice grips. I just put these on my Talaria Komodo. These are really great grips. I love them. So I'm going to put them on the STARK VARG. Double check it, make sure it's not sticking on the end of the bar. It's nice and free. I stand a lot when I ride, so I like to point my levers slightly down. Yeah, it feels pretty good. Huh? Let's put this display back in. Wow, this thing looks sick. It's really a lot different than my previous bikes, which are mostly just black. And this is my first time doing graphics, but I think they came out really good. If you just use a lot of patience and heat around the edges, and of course, prepare the plastics correctly with the alcohol, get all the grease and dirt off, it can come out pretty good. Let's check out this seat cover. SKDA dark gray with the black ribs. When I first put this cover on the seat, it was really bumpy right here. And that's because where they stitched the seam, they had some extra material here. So I just trimmed it back. I trimmed it all the way down to where the stitch is. And now, when I pull this over the front, it looks way better. You just want to make sure that the foam doesn't pull back off the seat when you pull this tight. So by trimming those seams, I can make it fit just a little bit better on the front and back. And I think I'm going to do the same on the back here. You see where it's a little bit lumpy? That's caused from the seam. And this is what I'm talking about. You see this extra material here? If you trim this back, you can make the fit a lot nicer. But you need to be careful. Don't cut where the stitch is or else you will ruin the seat. Let's try that. Oh yeah, much better. Now I was looking at it, and for the Stark, I think what you want to do is you want to pull this stitch seam under, because there's a section where it fits against the tailpiece, and the clearance is super tight. So I don't think you're going to want this seam there. You're going to want to pull this down a little bit like that. So this thing is pretty much ready to put on now. You always want to use a pneumatic staple gun. Don't use one of those hand staplers. They don't push the staples in far enough, and you can risk damaging the seat cover. Usually what I will do is I'll pop 3 staples in the front once I know it's straight. And then I will grab the back and make sure it's straight once again. Make sure the foam's not pulling up underneath. I'll pull it down and put 3 staples in the back. And then I will start working the sides back, one way and one way. And I will start in the middle usually at the lowest point on the foam, and then pull it down and get it lined up in the middle. And then I will gradually work my way down each side towards the back and towards the front. You'll always want to use like 6 to 8 millimeter staples. I've used as much as 10 with success, but I think that's a little bit too long. You can risk poking through in the front where the plastic is thinner. And then double check it one more time. Make sure it's nice and straight. Looks good. Now let's go to the back. And also with the Stark, I noticed that where the plastic meets against the seat, it's very tight. So you want to make sure that you don't have any excess material, and you pull that seam down just below where it meets to get it to fit really nice. That's the only way. Otherwise, it's going to be really tight. And now with the back and front down and lined up good, let's put the center down. Get it as tight as you can get it on the side. I'm just going to work my way one way and then work my way the other way. And I will work all the wrinkles out as I go. So far I've gone from here to about here, and you can see it's nice and wrinkle free. And I'll do the same for when I work the way back. I noticed on these SKDA covers, there will be a little wrinkle here from the way they package them. But I think over time, these 3 wrinkles will come out, especially with a little bit of heat. I can get a finish like this, absolutely smooth with no wrinkles, but I have to use a lot of staples. There she is. Came out really good. I got most of those folding wrinkles out. Still a small one right here. But for the most part, it's wrinkle free. Now I just need to trim off some excess material so I can fit it easily back onto the plastics. Then we can get it on the bike. What do you think, man? What do you like better, red or black?
Black.
I like both the red and black rib seat skins equally. Both look sick, but I'm keeping the black one on for now. I have some insane custom wheels coming for this bike for another video that I think that red rib seat will go perfect with. I'll change it back to the red ribs for that one for sure. Also, tell me in the comments which one you guys think looks better on the bike, red or black, or maybe neither. Just tell me which one you like more. I got a 3.3 kilowatt charger with mine, and it fully charges within 2 hours. But Stark also offers a 7 kilowatt version for even faster charging. As some of you guys who follow this channel know, we have been working on our MX jump track like crazy, fixing a lot of the jumps and landings here. I also modded one of the jumps to 45 feet just for the Stark, and I can't wait to try and clear it today. I set the sag at the studio and did the rest of the tuning at the track. So I made my adjustments on the compression and the rebound for both the front fork and the rear shock, and I can already tell it's a lot softer now. The way that this thing was dialed up was pretty stiff from the factory. It was only like 9 or 10 clicks out. So now I'm around 17 or 18, and I noticed a big difference in the compression. This place doesn't have really huge jumps. The biggest one is around 40, 45 foot. And I don't think the suspension needs to be this tight because I was actually having a lot of problems with traction in certain areas where it just felt way too stiff. I should have really checked this before I started riding, but I had so much on my mind. I never checked the PSI on the tires, and it was actually at 40 PSI, and that's way too high for me for this place. So I think that contributed a lot to the rough ride. Now I'm running about 18 PSI, which is usually what I run here, about 15 to 18, and I don't really have any problems with flats, and I can still get pretty good traction around the banks. So let's see how these new settings do. Holy These double jumps in a few of the lanes here at the track are super fun to hit back to back. The second jumps are around 35 feet and send way more than the first setup jumps do. The Varg just eats them up all day on half power. In the future, the jumps here for this bike should be 60 feet plus when I'm pushing 60 to 80 horsepower, no doubt. I built this table out a bit on the far side of the track to 40 to 45 feet, depending on where you hit the landing sweet spot. After a few tries, it was super easy on the Stark, even on just 40 horsepower. So I'm thinking to add another 10 feet here to the landing on the next track build day for more dialed up horsepower on the bike. Man, this bike is unreal. I absolutely love it. This is my first time riding it, and it feels so comfortable jumping. For sure, changing those suspension settings improved my confidence a lot, and also lowering the PSI on the tires. Now I have the grip. And actually, I'm not spinning so much on the track. Did you notice that? Like when I'm coming around the turn to go up the ramp, I'm not spinning out. Now I'm actually getting some grip from these tires. I tried it on 80 horsepower and it's freaking nuts. It's really fast. And yeah, this bike is sick. I'm kind of sad that I waited this long to get one, but this is Taiwan and it's super hard. We had to wheel and deal with that dealer, man, right? Like almost a year and a half on this bike. I've been going back and forth, just waiting it out. So I'm super stoked. I love the STARK VARG. And I think that's going to do it for this first STARK VARG video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.